I would like to call the Jackson County Board of Commissioners board meeting for June 15th, 2010 to order. Commissioner Mahoney, would you lead us in the invocation, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Would you please stand with me? Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day that you have given us. Lord, it is the day that you have made, and we are rejoicing and being glad in it. And Lord, even in all things, you said that we are to give thanks. We pray now for the Gintz family, and Lord, for all those families that are grieving. Lord, we thank you for our men that fight for us abroad, for the freedoms that we might share here at home. Lord, we ask that you would be with us tonight in this meeting. Help us to make the decisions that are for the betterment of Jackson County. And all of these things we ask in your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Commissioner Hurl? Here. Commissioner Lechka? Here. Commissioner Cruz? Here. Commissioner Duckham? Here. Commissioner Pileski? Here. Commissioner Vidito? Here. Commissioner Mahoney?
Here.
Commissioner Williams?
Present.
Commissioner Smith? Here. Commissioner Way?
Present.
Elwell?
Here.
Chairman Shotwell?
Here.
All present.
Thank you. Seeing we have no awards or recognition this evening, we have to approve the approval of the agenda, please.
Move to approve. Support.
I have a motion and support. Any corrections or additions? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Seeing we have no awards or recognition this evening, I have before you a communication from JSEG. I would like to have a motion to receive, please.
Move to receive, Mr. Chair.
Support.
We have a motion and support. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. At this time, we're going to go into public comment, but I will be stopping public comment at 7:10 for the public hearing to the adoption of the 2011 General Fund budget. If you would like to address the Board of Commissioners during public comment, please step to the microphone and identify yourself.
Good evening. I am Dr. Salah Huwais, reside on 4645 Eagle Drive, Jackson, Michigan. And I'd like to, Mr. Chairman, to respectfully request your support for an initiative that Jackson Citizen for Economic Growth is building regarding attracting 3G network to Jackson community. The 3G network that we have right now is related to, I think, Verizon. What we're approaching here is a faster speed networking, and it's wider band type of communication. The Verizon 3G network, it's about 320 megabits per second. We have now the Edge network in Jackson, which is about 256 megabits per second. The 3G network, it's a market name to whatever AT&T is carried throughout the state of Michigan. It's about 512 megabits per second. The next thing available in the future will be the 4G network, which is about 610 megabits per second. The reason we're targeting or we're appealing to AT&T because we think that's the best infrastructure available right now in United States for wideband, shorter than having a Wi-Fi connections. Some cities, some community in the union or in the nation will have wideband communication, and that's equal to your DSL at home network or your DSL connection. So basically, we think that if we were able to establish or secure 3G network for Jackson community by the end of the year, that would be a major attraction for young talent and major attraction for economic growth. Through our communication to AT&T, we were told that 3G network will be for sure in Kalamazoo and Battle Creek, but Jackson maybe. If you look at their map, about 8 miles east of us, we have it. When you pass Grass Lake into Chelsea, it turns into 3G. And you have to go through Battle Creek, you approach Kalamazoo. A little bit west of Kalamazoo, you establish another 3G network. And we think that if we were able as a community to pull together and respectfully request from AT&T to see that we are a community that we're very serious about the next generation of communication, I think we have a very, very good chance for them to give us the 3G network in Jackson County by the end of the year. I just want to verify technological terms here. It's 512 megabits per second. This is half the speed that most of the Jackson community have through their wires, and that's AT&T telephone wire. You get about 800 to 900 megabits per second. This is going to be wireless. This is going to be wideband, which basically anybody with a laptop or a phone can connect to this network. And the reason this 3G through AT&T is the next in the future, because they were putting it in a chip called a SIM card. And that chip can go in the future to your laptops, can go to your phones, can go to your iPad, and that's going to be the future. The one through Verizon or the one through Sprint, I think it's only through the device, which is a mobile phones. It will not go into computers unless you have a USB connection. So we think through several communication that this is the best thing available in the United States, and I think we would like to have it here in Jackson. So I would like your support, please, through whatever formal form you see it in your hands. I have a communication person in AT&T, and we are in the campaign to write letters to him, and he'll share it with his boss. And by the way, his boss, which is the vice president of AT&T, he's a local person. He's from Napoleon. If anybody will know him, we would like you to make phone calls to him as well. I think by the name of gentleman Jim Murray, that's his name. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I would just like to introduce myself again to the board and the community as well. My name is Julie Alexander. I am a resident of Hanover. I am a candidate for the 5th District County Commission seat. I believe my diversified background and leadership skills make me a qualified candidate. As a small business owner, as a teacher, as a dairy farmer, and as a mother of 4, I believe I have the qualities that would help to continue on with the sound fiscal decisions that the current board is currently making. Thank you.
At this time, I'm going to suspend public comment, and we're going to begin the public hearing to adopt the 2011 general fund budget. If you'd like to speak at this time about the budget under public comment, this is your time to do it. This is the public hearing for the 2011 general fund budget. Seeing no public comment to speak about the budget for 2011, I'm going to end the public hearing, and I'm going to ask for Resolution 02-10.17, the Jackson County 2011 General Appropriation Act. I have a motion and support. We have a roll call vote. That roll call passed unanimously. At this time, I'll ask for a motion for Resolution 06-10.16 to establish the 2011 budget for the general fund and for the special revenue enterprise, capital project, and internal services funds for the County of Jackson.
Move to approve.
We have a motion and support. Again, this is a roll call. Resolution is passed unanimously. At this time now, we return to public comment. If anyone in the public would like to address the board, this is the time to do it. Please step forward and just identify yourself, please.
Good evening. My name is Kim Conant. I also reside in the 5th District in Liberty Township, and it's great to see everybody here tonight. Just a couple of things. I am also running for the 5th District seat of County Commissioner, and I do believe that my experience as entertainment director at the Cascade Falls and president of the Civil War Muster, also a small business owner in the County of Jackson, makes me a great candidate for the seat of the 5th District. And I also like to report that Family Nights got underway last week, and it looks like it's going to be a successful season. We had quite a few people turn out, and I'd like to invite each and every one of you to come out and see one of the shows. Thank you.
Any other public comment? Any other public comment? Public comment is now closed. And at this time, I'm going to ask for the County Affairs Committee to meet over in front of the video screen with Chairman Lechka to have their special meeting.
My husband is going to be so disappointed. Because he had to teach today. Because my oldest son was thinking he was going to get some. Oh, we got 4 people. And my sister eats, the one that lives with me, she eats like a mouse. 2 mice.
like to call the Board of Commissioners meeting back to order, please. This time, I'll entertain a motion for the minutes of the 5/18 regular meeting of the Jackson County Board of Commissioners.
Support.
Any corrections or deletions? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Entertain a motion for the consent agenda.
Consent agenda be allowed.
I have a motion in support. This is a roll call vote. Any additions or deletions at this time? Everyone please vote using their lights. Thank you. Consent agenda is passed unanimously. At this time, we've arrived at standing committees. We're at County Affairs. Commissioner David Lechka.
Thank you, Chairman. Tonight we have some appointments plus one item from our special meeting. And the first appointment is to the Agricultural Preservation Board. We have one public interest with ag, one public member with ag interests. The committee nominates Gregory Sanford.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Any other nominations from the floor? All in favor of the committee's recommendation?
Aye.
Opposed? Duly carried. Commissioner Lechka.
The next item for the Ag Preservation Board is one public member with natural resources interests. We have the committee nominated Harley Darnell.
Support.
We have a motion and support. Any nominations from the floor? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is duly passed. Commissioner Lechka.
There's one more member. That's one county commissioner. The committee nominates Dave Lutchka.
Any nominations from the floor? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried unanimously and duly elected. Commissioner Lechka.
The next item is one public member to the County Building Authority. The committee nominates Rick Shealy.
Any nominations from the floor? Seeing none, all in favor of the recommendation?
Aye.
Opposed? Duly nominated and carried. Commissioner Lechka.
Next is one public member to the County Jury Board. This is a recommendation from the judges, and it's Judith Whitman.
Seeing there can be no nominations from the floor, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Duly carried. Commissioner Lechka.
We have, next is the Upper Grand River Watershed. We have three public members. The committee nominates David Reverts, Harley Darnell, and Kenneth Price.
Support.
Any nominations from the floor? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion duly carried. Commissioner Lechka.
The next is the intergovernmental agreement for county and city parks. It's resolution 06-10.21. I move to approve this agreement for joint park management. Support.
The motion and support is for the resolution has amended. Commissioner Lechka? Any questions or comments from commissioners? Commissioner Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think this intergovernmental agreement is a good thing. I think joining forces with the city in our parks effort is a good thing. Although I hesitate and I'm going to have to vote no on this resolution. I have some fears that it might be coming on too fast. I have some other reservations about 5 boards being in play all at once and how they're going to interact. I think Brandon will do a great job. I know he will. I just want to make sure that we give him the best chance to succeed that he could possibly have. And with a lot of things that are open, and if it was left up to our administrator and the city manager as far as being the ones that he'd have to answer to, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But when you got 5 boards involved, that's a lot of fingers in the pie. And I just wish Brandon the best of luck if this goes through. That's all I have to say.
Commissioner Lechka?
Yes, I've been pushing for this type of an agreement since I was first elected to this board. I think it's a fantastic idea. I think it's the timetable is expended from 1 year to 2 years will give us time to iron out all the wrinkles that might be there to see if we really need to or want to proceed with the next step, which would be a Metro Park Authority. That was one of the things that I was hoping for, was that with a 2-year agreement to give us more time than what the original agreement was for 1 year. But I think that gives us plenty of time to work out any wrinkles that might be in the way.
Commissioner Elwell?
I agree with Commissioner Lutchka's comments. We've got to think out of the box. I think this is a first step in what could be many other joint ventures and cooperation, and it is for 2 years. It does have an out clause, and I've got real positive thoughts about it, and I think our constituents expect us to think out of the box like this and operate jointly and cooperatively where we can. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, then we'll have to make changes to it.
Commissioner Williams?
And I echo Commissioner Lutka and Elwell as the commissioner representing a portion of the city, the Cascades and Ellis Sharp. I think this is absolutely the right thing to do at this time, and hopefully we'll be able to, from this experience, find other opportunities to jointly operate together and find those economics of scale. Thank you.
Any other commissioners' first comment? Seeing none, let's vote. Resolution is passed, 11-1. Commissioner Lechka?
No other items, Chairman.
County agencies, Commissioner Gail Mahoney.
Mr. Chair, county agencies have no items for the board tonight.
Human Services, Commissioner Mike.
We have no items for action tonight, Mr. Chair.
Personnel and Finance, Commissioner James Vitito.
No items this evening.
At this time, we've arrived at unfinished business. We have the animal shelter fees, which is a second reading and an adoption. Any commissioner comments? I need a motion.
Support.
I have a motion and support. Any other commissioner comments? Seeing none, let's vote. Passing unanimously. We've now arrived at new business. Resolution 06-10-22 for property acquisition for runway 7-25 safety area. I have a motion and support. Any commissioner comments? Seeing none, let's vote. Motion carried unanimously. Resolution 06-10.20, supporting the Center for Family Health's new facility. I have a motion and support. Any commissioner comments? Commissioner Mahoney.
Just one, Mr. Chair, and I've had several constituents talk to me about it. They're certainly hoping that people won't have to stand outside in the rain to get in line for the dentistry. So I'm hoping with the new building that they will have plenty of room and accommodation for people when they want to get their teeth cleaned. They have to wait, and a lot of them have to wait in the sun and the rain right now, and in the cold sometime in the winter. So I certainly hope that the new facility will accommodate the waiting that is required for those services.
Any other commissioner comments? Let's vote. Resolution is passed unanimously. We're at item C, revised and reviewed policies. We can either take these all as one in one motion, or we can entertain each one individually. Moved by Commissioner Hurl, supported by Commissioner Mahoney. Any comments by commissioners? Questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Duly carried. Tentative agreement summary, attorney referee magistrates association in the county of Jackson. Courts. We have a motion and support. Any commissioner comments? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Duly carried. We've now returned to public comment. If you'd like to address the Board of Commissioners at this time, please step to the microphone and identify yourself.
Hello, I'm Robert Sotheby, candidate for District 8. Just want to say good work on getting the budget ahead of time. It's the earliest one I can recall in the last 10 years, so it was kind of a good thing to be ahead of the scale. And I would also concur with the majority of the commissioners that the merger and the way we share services is obviously a good idea, at least to try it for 2 years and at least see where we're at. Otherwise, if you never try, you never know. I guess that's one reason I'm running for office. If you don't try, you don't know. It was also good to hear Mr. Lutchka get his whole report out so we could hear who was actually who's actually getting appointed tonight. And being this year's at redistricting, I know that we used to have 15 commissioners up here. Now we're down to 12. Maybe at some point the commission would come together and maybe look at maybe seeing only 11. I mean, we're always looking ways to cut costs. The reason we're doing merged services is obviously one thing, but if we went from 15 to 12 with no problem, Calhoun County right next door with just as many people, well, slightly more, operates on 7 commissioners. And obviously with this being a redistricting year, it would probably behoove us to look at another way to cut costs and maybe consider at least the idea of going down to an odd number of commissioners and drop 1 commissioner. Anyway, that's just one idea of hopefully several other ones, and generally 1 every 50 or so is pretty good, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, thanks again, folks. Have a great night.
Any other public comment?
My name is Ted Hillary, and I'm the Vice Chair of the Board of Directors for the Center for Family Health, and I wish to assure Commissioner Mahoney that our new center is 54,000 square feet, 3 floors, and the 3rd floor is going to have 9,000 square feet for dental. So we're going to have plenty of room for everybody, and it's going to be located right next door to all of our clients, and we thank you for your support.
Any other public comment? Any other public comment? Second public comment is now closed. Commissioner comments. Commissioner Elwell.
Just really a note of thanks again to Randy for his work on the contracts. And a question, is this the last one or is there maybe one more? And I thought back to years ago, we had, I think 9 or 10 contracts all spread out on when they expired, and you've got them all synced now. And monumental work, but a great job on all these contracts, especially recently. Thank you.
Commissioner Lechka.
Most of you know what a success our Jackson County Family Farm Fest is every September. Washtenaw County is having what they see as their, not a copycat, but an answer or something for their community, and it's called Breakfast on the Farm. It's going to be held at the Earl Horning Farm on Pleasant Lake Road in Manchester, Michigan. It's right on Pleasant Lake, and it's going to be June 26th. And you can get on the website Breakfast at the Farm, but I believe it starts at 8 o'clock in the morning and runs till noon or something like that. And that's going to be their attempt at what we have had for 20 some odd years as Jackson County Farm Fest. Thank you.
Any other commissioner comments? Commissioner Pileski?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to thank our administration and all of our elected officials for the really excellent work on the budget this year. We're making sure people know well in advance of our budget year what the plan is for next year, and I think that's the way you're supposed to manage things. And I know it's not easy to do, but our administration does it well and makes it look easy, and I appreciate that very much. I also think that this agreement we've entered into tonight, or what we've approved tonight with respect to the city and county parks, is a really good move, and I would also say that if not for the confidence in our employees and in the city employees that are going to be affected by it, it would not occur. So, Brandon, we have every confidence in you and your crew, and that you're going to carry this out very well. I have every confidence it's going to work great, and thanks very much for carrying the water for us. Thank you.
Any other commissioner comments? Seeing none, Administrator Treacher would like to address that.
I know this is your time, and a couple of you certainly have mentioned the budget tonight, and I know it seems very quickly that this meeting has gone very quickly, but I hope that you and the audience really appreciate, well, I know you do, but really appreciate the amount of work that went into preparing for your meeting tonight. And not just by Gerard and Adam and myself, by any means, by the hundreds of pages of documents that are available on the website regarding the budget. I certainly agree that we're 6 months in, or 6 months ahead of the budget starting, which gives us an opportunity to make changes and be dynamic, which it certainly is very important. Maybe even more importantly than the budget tonight is your action on not the very first step, but maybe one of the more major steps in moving toward cooperation between governments, another one of your strategic goals. And so as you leave tonight and this meeting going very quickly, just think of all the work and all of the discussions and all the deliberations that have gone into getting us collectively to this point. And it certainly is, if we wouldn't be here, if it hadn't been a cooperative effort between, as I said, elected officials and you all really deserve to have as much credit as anybody, because you give us the confidence and the ability to do what we as paid staff or professionals need to do. And it works because of all of us, really. And I think it is important to note that. And from my perspective, having been here, this is my 30th year now, thank you for your confidence in us. We get questions, we know, but your confidence is what counts, not your questions. So thank you from all of us. And in particular, I need to recognize and thank Adam and Gerard, who really do the yeoman's work here. And have a good evening.
We are adjourned.